Well, let's come back to the transportation issue. Representative Pepin, you heard the discussion that Representative Marquardt led with regard to the amount and gas tax issues. What's your thought on that? We'll go around the table and have a little conversation about it. Anybody wants to talk about Highway 14, they can do that, because I guarantee you we'll get a question about Highway 14 before we're done tonight. We always do. And as a former resident of Mankato, I always ask that question. All right, Representative Pepin, go ahead.
Well, just a couple of points to what Representative Marquardt had to say. I just wanted to clarify that our proposal called for about $750 million in immediate funds to road and bridge projects throughout the state over the next 4 years. So I know there hasn't been a lot of time to read through the bills, but it did do that by using some of the surplus money, but also the unreserved fund balance and some other ways to do it. So I think that that's a good start. Clearly, that doesn't solve the problem, but that's a fairly good starting point, I think. And then you also mentioned the gas tax. And one of the things my understanding was with the governor's proposal, the gas tax proposal for him would be to put that money back into the general fund. So if we were to go that route, which I don't believe that our caucus has any appetite for, sending it to the general fund probably isn't how the people of Minnesota would want to have that, in my view. And really, we believe that roads and bridges are where the vast majority of people throughout the state would like to see it, less on the light rail projects that have turned out to be not very efficient and economical for the state, and more in the local roads and bridges and all throughout the state. And what was your second question?
I think that's an answer. Senator Hand?
Well, I think one thing that, and Representative Marquardt mentioned, the $600 million, $6 billion problem, and I just want to caution us to say that may not be the problem. We were at the One Minnesota Conference. We did look at the TFAC numbers that the governor had put together. And that report gives us sort of three different scenarios of levels of commitment. And I guess the larger number, the $6 billion number, is really about creating what is called a world-class or first-class or just a kind of a gold-plated, if you will, transportation system. And at the One Minnesota Conference, the business representatives were there saying, we don't really need to have that much investment. We need to have something. But they were very reluctant to, first of all, give us a number. We asked them for a number. What is the number? They don't know yet, but they're working on it. But they also are very reluctant to see higher gas taxes. We had a very large tax increase last year that hit a lot of businesses. We have a very high income tax in the state. We already have one of the highest gas taxes in the country. I think they're not really looking forward to another gas tax. We had one a few years ago, and I think sometimes they feel like they were told that was going to solve a lot of the problems we have in transportation, and it didn't really do that. So they're not quite ready to sign up for another tax yet. I think our challenge in the legislature is to find a way to put additional money into transportation that we all want to do, but do it in a way that doesn't necessarily rely on additional taxes, that we try to reprioritize some of our spending and put money where we really want to spend it, which is, I think, trying to help people get around the state.
Well, the Senate tried to lead on transportation in 2013. We passed a comprehensive transportation package in 2013 that included new money in it, both for transit and for roads and bridges. I think and it didn't get anywhere. Even with a Democratic House and a Democratic governor, we tried hard to advance the ball. I actually, at one point, asked the governor to come to my caucus and talk to them about, his reluctance, and they wanted to go ahead anyway. So we did. We voted for a tax increase that didn't become law, which is kind of something legislators aren't supposed to do, because you own the you own the vote and you never get the revenue, so it's kind of a downer. But I am proud of the fact that the Senate led on that, and I'm very, very pleased to hear so much conversation now that transportation seems to be boiling up as one of the priorities, I think, for all four caucuses. So we're looking forward to the conversation. We think it takes an infusion of new money. I think we're not going to want to get into a position of pitting transportation funding against other general fund spending, things for nursing homes and health care and education and early childhood. That's why the original state's founders that put our founding document together created a dedicated funding stream for transportation, so that it didn't have to be, transportation was so important that it didn't have to be in competition with other general fund spending areas. So, and I will say, The Senate is going to have a really, really hard time agreeing to use money from the budget reserve to spend one time on transportation. We worked very, very hard to dig out of this hole of borrowing and accounting gimmicks, and maybe during our tenure, the budget reserve isn't going to be needed, but this economy will slow down, and we will have another recession, and the budget reserve is intended to be the smoothing effect through those economic downturns, so we don't have to immediately rely on borrowing from schools and different kinds of accounting gimmicks to keep the state's budget in balance. So all the economists have told us for years that Minnesota's budget surplus is inadequate, that it needs to be from about 3 to 5% of your operating budget. We're not there yet, but we're making some headway, and we don't want to slide backwards on that. I don't know if we are further away from the last recession or closer to the next one, but there clearly will be another one, and we need a budget surplus to make sure that we can address those future revenue shortfalls.